This is the cool stuff. It's a human bone. Man's pulling up in a Chevy. This is the craziest weather I've ever been in my life. Paddies. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ed and I am miles away from home. It is day 27. I'm in Kazakhstan. Today is an exciting one. Today we're going to be visiting some ancient civilizations here in Kazakhstan. We're currently stood outside Otrar, which apparently was an important civilization way back when. We're also going to be going to Sauran, which I remember being important. We've got a guide with us. We're going to learn all about these ancient civilizations and how they lived like 2,500 years ago, or however long ago it was, in Kazakhstan. So let's get into it, mate. In we go. Ancient city, lots of ruins, I think. Oh, a lizard. So Otrar, there's evidence that this place existed from like the 1st century of AD, so it's like from the beginning of our time, and it existed up until 1780, and they got attacked by someone and they lost, and then they couldn't like rebuild the city, so they like moved elsewhere. But also apparently Genghis Khan is going to feature a lot. He came and tried to attack Otrar back when he was doing his attacking, but they defended the city for 6 months without defeat from the Mongol army. But then some generals, 2 generals of Otrar, just opened the gates, and then the army came in. And obviously once Genghis Khan's Mongol army gets in, mate, you're dusted. So they get defeated by the Mongol army. But yeah, 1750 it stopped existing here, life. It's actually kind of mad when you deep it, that like you're walking in the same place that like these amazing famous generals, Genghis Khan, Amir Timur, like all would have been here. Like, well, I don't know whether Genghis Khan would have been here, but like his army, you can imagine them just going pew, 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 with the arrows trying to defeat the citizens, because there's the main gate there and I think the main village is up here. This is the traditional bathhouse, mate. This is where all of the socialites would have come to do all their gossiping about town. And you got the canals where they would do all their water, get all their water from underground. Apparently there was like loads of pipes and stuff that they found here when they did the excavations and stuff, which I think is really cool. So this is the actual main gate, and then the city would enter through here. But I was thinking, like, imagine you were a sentry, like a guard on the roof, and you're like looking out over the plains this way, and you just see, you've heard of this Mongol empire, you've heard of the Mongol army, and you just see like swaves and swaves of horses and like the guttural shouts of the Mongols coming. You'd be like, fuck this shit, I'm out, bro. But yeah, it got destroyed by, it was like built in the 11th century, then it got destroyed in the 13th or 12th century by the Mongols, then it got rebuilt, and then it got destroyed again in the 17th century. So this is all like a restoration project. So you got the gate here, and then you got all this like restored of what the city would have looked like. Oh, cool. Any door. This is original. Yeah. Oh, haha! I'm in the walls. No shit, cool. It's okay? Yeah, man. I mean, sounds like there could be a beehive in here, but cool though. Someone's gaff, mate. Someone's house and a pottery workshop. Apparently, just off the main street. These guys would have been first to die when the Mongols came. Oh, hello. Assalamu alaikum. Nice to meet you, bro. Look at him making his little pottery. Oh, a little baby. The baby is next to the toilet. This is very sanitary. This looks like some of the rooms that we slept in on the Pamir Highway. Oh, and the lady's making the bread in the like little oven, clay oven. That's cool. You can imagine the real family. Baby asleep, dad and son doing the pottery, making the funds for the family, and then the lady with making the dinner for later. They had a fridge. They had a fridge and plugs. What was this?
Oh, I don't know.
Toilet? No.
No.
Oven? Maybe.
Yeah.
Do you know what the sacks were for? Ah, the dairy product.
Cheese. Cheese, milk, and, yeah.
Got it.
And curd.
Yeah.
Curd.
Cool. So apparently there's like not enough money for them to do like full excavations, so most of the settlements would be like under your feet here. So a lot of what you see, like what we just saw in there with the pottery and stuff, is all just like reconstruction or like models of what it would have looked like, and then this here is like actual original brickwork from the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th century or whatever. So this is the cool stuff. What was this?
Maybe Otrar Parliament is there.
Yeah, okay.
People and Khan and news and talking news Parliament. First time and showing and hotel.
Yeah.
Guys from visit Otrar, showing and sleep hotel, and next day visit and Khan. And yeah.
Cool. So inside here is the mosque, Juma Mosque, built by none other than Ahmet Timur Tamerlan himself. He's the guy, he builds everything, does everything. Obviously it's not very particularly well preserved, so you can't really see. But yeah, this is where the mosque would have been. It's massive. It's a massive complex for the mosque. It's quite a big settlement actually, like a bit more surprisingly bigger than I thought it was going to be. Mate, when you stand on top of like the walls off the top of the mound and you do like a 360, you like get a sense for just how fucking vast the Kazakh steppe is. This is like nothing as far as the eye can see in a complete 360. I was just asking why they settled here, and it's a couple of reasons. The Silk Road came this way, so obviously trade was like important coming through here, and then they were by a couple of rivers, so they had good access to water, good irrigation and good fertile cropland. So actually makes sense, even though when you're here in the modern time you think, why on earth, especially when it's 44 degrees, you think, why on earth would anyone want to live here? We're in the crypt, boys. We're in the tombs, in the catacombs, mausoleums. Look, it's a human bone. Do you know how many people lived in Otrar?
People? How much people?
Yeah.
Maybe 15000. Maybe
Wow.
20000.
Yeah, okay. So 150,000, no, 15,000 or 20,000.
Oh, resident quarter.
It's
Apartments, yeah.
Have a look at some houses, bro. Oh my god, I can't see shit. Oh, it's just a wall. There's nothing in here. This is what we were just saying about it being a Silk Road centre. They did like the excavations where the roads met here, and this was like the trading growth, so had all the characteristics of like a typical market where they could do all the buying and selling. Man's pulling up in a Chevy, pulling up to take out the damsel, going, hey, do you want to ride in my whip, mate? I'm going to take you out to the finest parts of town. Made it through to the other side, and this is the other gate. So the road that we were walking down is just the main street that was connecting everything, and then we've walked from the south to the north gates, I guess. And they had a third gate, but I think that was like in the east, far away. Not far away, but so three lines of protection, and they still couldn't protect themselves against the Mongols and or the other armies that destroyed them. There you have it then, that's Otrar. Yourself. Look at how happy he is rubbing himself on the thing there. Yeah. Next stop, Otrar Museum. This is good. We get a bit of more of an insight into like the history of Otrar. So it was like became kind of a big settlement in the 6th and the 8th century. That was when the old Turkic Khaganate came. So there was the Turkic Khaganate was originated in Central. You can't read this. Was originated in Central Asia, and that was when Otrar minted its own coin, and there was like local governors and stuff. So that was when it became like a bit more of a modern, quote unquote, city. Then the Muslims came in the 8th century, late 700s, and conquered Otrar. And then after that, then the Samanids and the Karakanids came. So Samanids is Ismail Samani and his boys, and then the Karakanids came after. And it was during the Karakanid rule from about 1200s that Otrar kind of blossomed and became a big urban centre and had like a developed structure, Shakristan, citadel, and became like the city that we saw just now. So it was in the mid-1200s that Genghis Khan got involved. So 1219, 1220 is when the Mongol army came. But they didn't stay for very long. I think they just came and destroyed it and then left. Sounds a lot like them, to be fair. In the first decades of the 14th century, the Dukids owned the city, and that's when they built like the current madrasa, the madrasas, mosques in Kanaka that they had. Up until the 17th century. And it says here that Genghis Khan's warriors' invasion was a hard catastrophe for conquered countries, detaining economic and cultural progress of many people and their political, social and ethnic development, which is probably fair enough given what the Mongols did. They even have a nice display depicting the Mongol attack of Otrar that took 6 months apparently. God, I'm excited to go to Mongolia, honestly, I'm so excited. Can see what all they put on the animals. Like in the traditional times, they were like, the Kazakh people were semi-nomadic and nomadic, so they would move from place to place, and the experienced guys would go have a look to make sure it was suitable, and then they would come back and say, okay, you can stay here for a bit, and then they would stay. Here's some like cotton weaving stuff. Cotton weaving? I think cotton weaving. Very cool. Silk weaving maybe. Fuck that for it off. It's so hot, why would they wear this? Some traditional attire, but national clothes. Too hot, why would anyone wear that? And then a yurt. There we go. You've seen these before. I've been in many of these before. Right, that's the museum boxed. The plan now is, instead of going straight to Sauran, we're going to go back to the hostel and then relax and go to Sauran at like 4 or 5 p.m. when it's not as hot anymore. So there's going to probably be a bit of a timeline jump to the next clip, but maybe I'll go to get some lunch somewhere and show you that. Nipping out to get some food in the break that we're just having between things, and currently it says that it's 43 degrees right now. That is for sure the hottest I've ever experienced in my life, and it feels it. You walk outside in the shade and everything feels hot. Like, I feel like the inside of me is cooking. Like, this is dangerous levels of heat, bro. Like, you should not be outside for long in these levels of heat. Nah. Another day here in Kazakhstan, another plov. See how this one stacks up against the others. We've got a bit of bread, a bit of plov, and this salad. By all accounts, this should cost 1,500 tenge, which is like couple quid max. Let's get this one. This one looks good. I can like see externally that this is looking good. Yeah. You don't know what you need. I like it when it's got lots of onions and peppers like this, and the meat is like pulled. A bit of fat in there to give it flavour. Yeah, this is a proper good one. Okay, scram this off. Run back to the hostel to get in the shade again, and then I'll see you at Sauran, the next ancient city. On my way back to the hostel, I just nipped into a shop, and they had this Fanta. They had Coke one as well. The Fanta ice lolly. It's an ice lolly, but I can't fucking open it. Oh, it tastes horrible. What the hell? Oh no! Spilled on my fucking top. God damn it. Oh, I'm spilling more of it. I'm having a nightmare. It tastes so weird. It doesn't taste like Fanta at all. Oh, this is so sad. I've ruined my top. It doesn't taste like Fanta. It's too hot to be outside. The thing is literally melting. Bro, it's melting in my hand. This is crazy. Quick outfit change. We're back on the road to Sauran, which is another ancient city. More information about Sauran, what it is, when we get there. We're here and it's windy, but the wind is hot. It's like you're getting blown by a hairdryer that's on a little bit too hot. Like, this is the craziest weather I've ever been in my life. Anyway, we're here. Let's do it. Sauran, baby. So we're inside the gate, but this one's a lot bigger, a lot more fancy, a lot more like fortified than the one that we were in Otrar. So it's clearly defending a bigger settlement, more important settlement. Okay, so everyone's favorite AI bot has given me some quick history of Sauran, where we are now. So basically its origins date back to the 10th century, probably earlier. Peaked in the 13th to the 15th centuries, major urban, military and trading centre in the region. As we know, these were all major hubs on the Silk Road. The thing that it's most famous for, and the reason why we're here today, is because of these fortified walls. So these, and you can see them go all the way around, so up to 6 to 8 meters high, and they basically helped defend the city against a different invasion. So Sauran was actually one of the last cities to be defeated. They did an even better job than Otrar against Genghis Khan and the Mongols, largely due to these fortified walls. And then after the Mongols came, it was rebuilt by, you guessed it, Tamerlane, and then it was a really important city for the 14th and 15th, 16th centuries. Then eventually it declined, its importance declined in the 16th, 17th centuries, and in the 1800s it was left to like not exist anymore. I just think as well that it's like unimaginable that people lived here in the 15th century when, in these temperatures and these conditions with these winds, 13th, 14th, 15th century, even earlier, when like they didn't have like cars or aircon or any kind of technology, so they're like having to do stuff outside, and even if they're like not like trying to shade themselves from the heat, it's still hot. They get absolutely no respite. Like, we walk around for half an hour here and then we get to go back in our air-conditioned car to our air-conditioned hostel to our air-conditioned room. But if you actually lived here in the 15th century or whatever, you'd just be boiling. You'd just be getting cooked alive every day. No wonder mortality rates are so bloody high. You're just getting cooked like a bloody jacket potato every day. We're in like the centre of the area now, the centre of the city. This looks like it would have been a madrasa or like a mosque or some kind of like important place. I say this looks like as if I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's what the guide just said. He said he thinks it was a madrasa. So. And also I think this portal gives a good indication of what like it would have been, madrasa or mosque. So. Guess from like this mound in the middle here you can see a little bit better the vastness of the whole thing. Obviously those walls at that side are the biggest one because they were the front, but I suppose they need to be protected from all sides. But and then this is the bit that's been like restored or like retained in the most, and the rest is kind of just a bit like that the Panjakent ancient city where it's kind of just mud mounds and stuff. I enjoy this though. I think it's cool to see like where people lived hundreds and hundreds of years ago, like ancient cities and stuff, especially when nobody lives there anymore. I think it's cool. I'm having a good time, so that's all that matters really. Look, there are little stairs, and this is in the actual gate I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. Because... Oh my god, I did it. I'm on top of the ramparts. This is well sick to be on top. I'm a sentry guard protecting my people. Buddies. Alright, I'll stop being silly now. Thanks very much for watching. I'm going to end the video here, so thanks very much for watching this one. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss another one of these videos. 6:30 PM UK time tomorrow. I'm going to be here. You should be too. Share it with your nan. You know she will love it. Peace.